Why are divine masculines silent during separation? One of the things to understand about what divine masculines are going through is there's been this huge misconception about the fact that they don't feel the connection, or that they don't have a heart, or they don't have feelings. And I understand that their distant and cold and aloof behavior can really result in those beliefs, but this is furthest from the truth. In genuine twin flame connections, divine masculines feel the connection, and more than anything, they get very overwhelmed by what they feel or confused. So there is overwhelm, there is confusion, and this is what leads them ultimately to retrieve, because they're trying to sort out what they're actually feeling. You know, there's going to be all this attraction on their end and all of that, but there's also going to be this deep soul connection that they feel that many of them haven't felt before, and they cannot explain. And that confuses them or even scares them. And if you're trying to communicate to them during that time where they're still trying to sort things out, most likely they're not going to communicate. And that can make you feel bad, and I totally get it. But at the same time, understanding why they're silent and why they're quiet can definitely help you to get some of that doubt out of the way. So do they feel the connection? Yes. Are they confused about what they feel? Yes. Is this connection triggering the heck out of them? Yes, absolutely. This connection is very triggering for them. This connection, if it evokes the feelings that they never felt before, also gonna bring a lot of different things to the surface, a lot of things that they were hidden under the rug. So all of these things are going to start coming to the surface, making very apparent, and that can cause them to get really confused about everything. And again, the fears can come out, a lot of fears, wounds and insecurities, things like that. And that is quite common. And so they do need that quiet, silent time on their own to sort things out. And many of them will go through head versus heart battle, which is their heart is gonna keep pulling them to their divine feminine every single time. They're gonna feel the passion, they're gonna feel the connection, they're gonna feel the strong pull that their head cannot explain. And so their head will try to come with some logical reasons, and many times maybe the head does not. And then that results them into, again, falling into the more of the mind and not the heart. So cancel out the heart and again, avoid the feelings or avoid the connection, and working through some of their past stuff as well. You know, something left over from past relationship, past wounds, things that have nothing to do with their divine feminine. Most of their behavior has nothing to do with divine feminines. It has to do with their own inner processes that have to take place in order for them to come into their own wholeness, to truly understand what this connection means to them, to truly understand what their divine feminine means to them. And that can take some time. And how much time? It varies from person to person. It varies on the amount of how much they're stuck in the head versus heart. So the more and more their heart is going to be opening, the more and more they're going to be tuning in with their heart, the faster and faster they're going to be coming into their own truth about this connection and what it truly means to them. But if a lot of them are stuck in their head, which a lot of divine masculines are, they're trying to understand things with their logical mind or be practical, or once their fears are triggered, they will try to rationalize and see why this connection doesn't make sense. Or again, these connections can make divine masculines feel extremely uncomfortable. That level of vulnerability, that these connections are stripping their layers off. Twin flames just see through each other, and stripping those layers is very uncomfortable for many DMs, because they're so used to being hiding behind all of that armor, and their mental defenses. Right? There are mental defenses of logic, how things should be, how relationships should be. Maybe many of them wanted to feel safe in the relationships before. They were wounded in the past and they wanted to feel safe. And these connections stir up so many emotions, but it makes them feel not safe, right? And so, again, they need that safe space to retreat. They need their silence. They need all of that. And as hard as it is to understand, as long as you know that for true twin flame pairs, the love is always there, at least at the soul level. There's always that longing, there's always that feeling of knowing that divine feminine is their home, or the divine feminine is their person or their future, or whatever it is. Many of them, again, cannot put quite the finger on that, what they're feeling, and it will take some time. So be patient. This is the lesson for us divine feminine, to learn how to be patient, loving. Love is patient, love is kind, love does not judge. That's what true love is. And so if you show that patience, if you show that love, and if you show that non-judgment and acceptance of where they are right now on their journey, that will not only give you a sense of great peace and comfort and help you to focus on yourself, but also energetically it will help divine masculines to feel accepted and not repelled and not pushed away and not judged, because none of us want to feel judged, right? And so I feel like just having that level of understanding and empathy, and knowing that your twin flame is a product of their own experiences that have nothing to do with you and that happen all before you. It probably happened many, many years ago and started in childhood. Whatever wounding that is, they will need to resolve on their own in silence. And many of them wouldn't want to resolve it in front of you. And many of them cannot even be ready for this connection unless it's resolved, right? They have to put their mind aside. They have to resolve for all of the mental debris, all of the beliefs, conditioning, limited beliefs, or again, distorted beliefs about who they are. And many of them will have to align with their own divine nature, because many of them were wounded to the degree where they forgot who they truly were. Or they forgot their divinity. They forgot that their value. They forgot their worth. So many situations and people in their lives maybe cause them to feel less of themselves. And that takes time to resolve. And that's something that's deep-seated. And again, that has nothing to do with you. Your unconditional love can certainly help. And I think all divine masculines really appreciate it, and they do, even though they cannot talk about it, they probably do. And so just have faith and trust